A couple of quick things I need to do in closing up here. So first of all, I really appreciate you guys sticking around till now. A lot of thank yous. I want to particularly thank Barb Karnbauer, who has acted as our conference manager. She's done a phenomenal job in staffing and getting all the logistics for this laid out for the meeting. I'd also like to thank Nova Smith. Nova has been our cohort with the Association for Pathology Informatics and likewise has coordinated all the activities of our important association. Please, if you're not a member, join. We need your support. We need organization and teaching institution memberships. We need corporate support. If you want us to continue to program at this high quality and invite out as many wonderful speakers as you've had with the diversity, we need your support for the association. I'd like to also thank Linda McNagna, who runs My Life, who participated at the desk as well as our Tech IT team, Becky Bose, who did web support. As I've told you, the presentations are already up on our PathInfo website for all of the talks coming up to today's talks. Anthony Peck, who's from our department's IT support team, University of Pitt, IT support member, who helped coordinate the logistics IT. Casey Holderfield from DBM IT, Jeff Sika and John Hamilton from our host for this meeting, the University of Michigan. I also want to thank Jay Hess and Yul Belize for coordinating and programming the meeting here as our kind of partner site team. I'd also like to thank David McClintock. David's the new Pathology Informatics Director at the University of Chicago, did a lot to bring members of the Chicago community out to the meeting, and that was very successful. In addition to the 40 trainees that we had here on Travel Awards, there are probably another 20 people from pathology residency programs here in Chicago to participate in the meeting. Finally, I'd like to thank Bill Gross. Bill was my first IT hire back in 1988. He participated with the team in doing a lot of the on-site logistics. Bill is looking for a position, and with great pain, I state that this valued friend of mine is looking for a job out there, and he's extremely valuable. And if anyone has a position in IT, Bill is willing to relocate. There is a central planning team, and I can't thank Chuck Dezard and Bruce Friedman enough. They've been kind of the heart and soul of the both financial, tactical, and strategic planning. Both Bruce and Chuck have announced that their time is winding down, so we're at an important transition phase, but we wouldn't be where we're at today without both Bruce and Chuck's involvement in the program and help us in making this transition. And finally, there's a whole group of real passionate people that are council members of the Association for Pathology Informatics. Mark Tuthill, John Gilbertson. John particularly has been a heavy lifter for a number of years in helping program this meeting, and without him as a partner, we would not be where we're at today. Steve Hewitt, who's come on board in a dramatic fashion to support the program. Alexis Carter, who did a phenomenal job in rallying the troops to bring out 40 trainees, a record number of trainees to come here as a travel award with all the demand in pathology informatics. To have that many trainees supported in these tight financial times was nothing short of amazing. Also, you'll have already mentioned with the site logistics. A lot of people spent thousands of hours to get us to where we are to concluding this, and I want to thank them. They've been phenomenal partners and supporters of this. Finally, the most important support has come from our vendors. One of the things that characterizes this meeting is an exquisite partner, and although we kick butts of a lot of the vendors all the time for the things that we want, they are our most important partners. Without their support, we don't make meetings like this happen. And our platinum sponsors this year are Leica Microsystems, Soft Computer, and SunQuest. Provided platinum sponsorship and funded travel awards to the meeting. Our gold sponsors include Definiens, Lab Advantage, Path Central, and General Data. That's an impressive new list of people that are strong supporters of the meeting with a variety of technologies they apply for us, and we appreciate their gold sponsorship. They also sponsored a single travel award. I also have to say American Society of Clinical Pathology stepped up the plate. I think you're going to be hearing a lot more about ASCP as we move forward as an aggregator of the mission of pathology broadly. And we're considering, actually, a partnership potentially with ASCP as we move forward. And I'm very impressed with what I'm hearing about them, and thank them for their gold sponsorship. And then finally, the 40 travel awards that we did really were essentially the pocketbooks of many of our members in addition to the vendors. The vendors only funded about 12 of the 40 travel awards, so we had a matching program where if a site would help sponsor a travel awardee to come to the meeting, we would come up with funds from other sources to do this. And Ray Aller, Bruce Beckwith, Phil Boyer, Toby Cornish, Bruce Friedman, Eric Glassy, Jim Harrison, Jay Hess, Ed Klatt, Brian Jackson, Laron Pantanowicz, Tushar Patel, Mike Ribben, Gregory Sossaman, Enrique Taraz, and Dennis Winston also dipped into their pocketbooks to make this happen. And for that, we're very appreciative. We're probably going to do a lot more of that because my focus for why this meeting is so critical is to introduce the youngest people to the discipline as early as possible. So that training mission is an important one. So if you will absolutely guarantee me that you will support this API mission, I'll continue to twist arms and make money flow to get the brightest minds to us as early as possible in their careers. So the other important thing that we need to support is Laron Pantanowicz and Anil Parwani now have formed the Journal for Pathology Informatics. We want your science published in our journal. It is a way to support the discipline, and we will make it increasingly easier, and we will focus on increasingly higher quality material in this journal that now is PubMed indexed, and we want to see its impact factor go up. We need your science to do that. Please support the journal, the member association. Now, I'm going to do something that I didn't think I wanted to do, but I'm going to force upon you anyways, because I always get wild ideas. You know, John said something in his talk about all the years we stretch out and train people in postgraduate education, and he's absolutely right. We can't train people 5, 6, 7, 8 years in the discipline as graduate. We got to start earlier. And unfortunately, one of my experiences in both pathology informatics and biomedical informatics is we get people late in their careers. We turn them on after a lot of their fundamentally great years happen. So there's a big focus today. How many people know what STEM education is? Science, technology, engineering, math. Huge problem in the U.S. We're 25th in the world in terms of science and math training. Well, I'd hold it to you that what we need to also focus on is attach young people to us as early in their career as possible. So we're starting an initiative in Pittsburgh to get the word out to high school students and to college students to come to us and work with us as early in their academic careers as possible. And yeah, I do believe high school students have an academic career. I also do believe that college students waste their time unfocused. And with the competitive nature of getting into college, I think we need to think about creating a food chain towards jobs and high-value impact to us in both pathology informatics and biomedical informatics. So if you go to Career Builder, I did this just a month ago for our summer academy for high school students, and parents and kids pay attention to this, and just plugged in informatics and computer science and looked at how many jobs were in Career Builder, one of 15 of these sites. There are 19,500 jobs across every city in the state, and we cannot fill these jobs because there aren't enough trained individuals. And when you tell a high school student this, light bulbs pop on. And when you tell parents of high school students this, a bigger light bulb even pops on because there's a huge concern. The kids come out of college and they don't have job opportunities. So we have started a summer academy for high school students and introduced them to computational and systems biology. You know, what do pathologists do when they make advanced diagnostics? They're compiling information about the biology of the pathologic cells in our body and using systems approaches to essentially come to an answer. So we chose to train in both computational and systems biology and biomedical or pathology informatics, whichever flavor. LaRon, Pantano, Watson, and Hill have been good partners in this summer academy, as well as our molecular diagnostics group. And so we put high school students in an 8-week program where we teach them bioinformatics, which I think is the fundamental underpinnings of a lot of what's coming in computational pathology, and prepare them for college courses at a high school level. And we're going to push this back. We're usually taking rising seniors, meaning kids that are in their junior year in high school who are rising to be a senior into the program. But we're going to push this back and take high school students at all levels. We show them what courses might be of use if you want a job when you get out of college, like math, chemistry, science. And then give them a real research experience. There are a lot of these summer academies for high school students. How many parents have had a kid that did a summer academy at a university? Raise your hands. Well, not too many, actually. That's surprising. So this is the in thing for the highly competitive computing. Might be pretty valuable to grab somebody like that for a college. Might be great to get that kind of person to medical school. Might even be better if now they have 10 years or 12 years of experience in this channel and turn onto it as their contribution to then end up in informatics program. So we're creating this pipeline. We're tracking these students, and I tell you early off, this is going to be a game changer. One of the things that we have to work better with is programs are now standing up bioinformatics programs as undergraduate curriculum. We're lucky to have that at Pitt. Computer science and biology, combined curriculum. Use that as a pipeline to draw students to us. Improve the discipline, improve the innovation, bake them into our laboratories, show them the wonderful opportunities we have. What do we teach them? It's STEM education, chemistry, math, statistics. So creating this pipeline from high school to college, creating higher quality students through the entire educational pipeline, and then drawing them into pathology and into this computational discipline that I think will be the future of medicine is what we're going to try to do, and we're going to try to get a 501c3 to fund this effort. I think it's another game changer that all of you, I want you to think about. And now that I've propagandized you with one of my latest ideas, I want to thank you all for hanging out here. It's been a great meeting. Thanks to everybody's efforts. Thanks for believing us in our 17th year, and we will see you next time around. Thank you.
Feeling kind of seasick.